Good morning, all you fabulous people. I just wanted to do a market update again. It's Friday. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Let's get this started. The algorithm's back at it again. Legendary Phoenix game. This is the only one. I think most of the other ones got corrected, but this Dawnblade Rhinar token from W2R Unlimited is just going crazy again. $3,552. Don't buy this. This is a token. There's a ton of these out in the world. They are not collectible. They are not worth anything. So I guess if you want to try to make some quick money, none of it's been sold, but list your tokens. Could be looking at a new car here shortly. Anyway, just don't buy this. This is the algorithm's gone crazy, upping itself on it being the only one on the market, and it's just gone wild since then. Skullhorn, the rainbow foil from Crew Unlimited, last sold was about $20, but then there's only two on the market at $70. These I'm guessing will get filled back in. I think these are short printed in Crew, so this is kind of rare. $20 was the last sold. I do see these coming back, but you might be looking at $30-$40 when they do come back, since there's only two on the market at $70. Keep an eye out on them. Maybe you can sell these for a little bit extra cash. Crown of Seeds cold foil was about $34-$35 last week, and has now gone back up to $50. I would guess this is mainly around Living Legend and just buying old cards that are good, that could see some play maybe in the future. First edition cold foil. Still think it's a pretty decent buy at this, because this card basically broke the meta. It was about 80 a year ago when it was being used, so maybe it's a little high still, but I think $30, 30 to 40 is a really good price for this guy at the cold foil. E-Strike has gone a little bit crazy. I think this is a lot to do with RTN. $37, let's call it, for the cheapest non-foil copy. This is the highest I've seen in a long time. Card's just good. It's used in a lot of decks. It's very flexible. I guess it did get up about a year ago, about the same price, maybe a little higher. Just keep an eye out on these. I would say hold on these. I think these come back down to like 30-ish again. I think this is just mass buying for RTNs. Evo Steel Seal controller, the Marvel, got bought out, and there was none on the market as of a couple of days ago. I'm a little slow to the area there. Quite a few were sold. 3-6, looks like about 5 or 6. So it depleted the market. Now they've been replenished about the same price. I just keep an eye on these. It seems like either a collector is picking these up, or these are for Dash/Max decks. And I don't think Teklo is really being bought for that, but Dash, I think all of the mechanologists use this, so just keep an eye out on it. Dishonor has been bought quite a bit. It was $5 about a few days ago, and now the cheapest copy on the market is $11 for a rainbow foil. I think buying the rainbow foil is probably a good deal right now. I'm not really sure. I don't think Katsu's doing that well in the RTNs. This may just be Ninja hype. It doesn't say Katsu necessarily on here, just maybe combo Ninja hype into Part the Misfail. Just keep an eye out on this one. Spellbound Creepers has gone down. It was about 125 for a rainbow foil last week, 95 for a damaged copy. I think you avoid this like the plague. Maybe if it's down at like 70 or 80 for a rainbow foil that's damaged, you take the risk, but I don't think this is worth it at all. 107 for the lightly played, I think is a pretty good risk. I haven't had too many issues with lightly played stuff from TCU player. Actually, most of the stuff I've gotten as lightly played is actually closer to near mint, but just keep your eye out on these. I don't think anything replaces these in the future for Roomblade legs. I think they're just too good. They break the game a little bit. But the only problem is they're only a block 1, so they might get pushed out. Just keep an eye on these. We know an all arcane set is coming sometime. and I would be willing to bet Runeblade is in there. I think Runeblade and Wizard especially have two of the smaller card pools if you take out their talented counterparts like Shadow and Ice. They both the regular Runeblade and Wizard have kind of not gotten a lot of support as of late, other than just a few expansion slot cards, and none of them have been like super crazy like Tome of Imperial Flame. But I just keep an eye on these. These have always been really expensive. Just a year ago, these were $200. So I think at $100 is a pretty good pickup. Olympia has come down a little bit from his last week bump to 210. He's back down under 200. I still think he comes down a little bit. He hasn't really won anything or not too much. The card's good looking. I just don't think it's worth $200. He's a very niche pick at the moment. Just keep an eye on this. I think this comes back down to 150 or so. Crown of Providence Cold Foil continues to get cheaper. This card is one of my favorite cold foils in the game. It's just so well done, and had been $250 to $300 for a year and a half since Uprising came out. This card, if you ever wanted a cold foil, it's the cheapest it's ever been. I don't think this card ever is not in the meta. It's just too good. It's a get out of jail free card. It cycles a card. It saves you from 1 CNC a game, and gives you 2 health back. It's good all around. I think a lot of this is due to balance of Justice just being better into the current meta, but I think there is a time where Crown of Providence becomes the better headpiece again in the near future. Phantasmal Footsteps, 170 for the cold foil. I would pick these up now if you were looking in the market for Footsteps at all. The rainbow foil I think is like 140. Yeah, 140. So for $30 more, you can get a cold foil. This card is once again kind of like Creepers. I don't think this gets replaced as a foot piece in Illusionist. It's just too good. Other than in the red line where Dromai is using Snapdragons because it's just better. She doesn't really care if stuff gets popped as much. And this, if you're more a Phantasm build or like the Heralds or Angels, this card is just nuts. Paying 1 to get an extra action point after a pop is just, it makes the deck just cook. Highly recommend this. 167 for the lightly played, I think is a good risk, or 170 for a near mint. Both I think are pretty good prices. This card, once again, was $300 last year, and just now is recently under $200 for the cold foil. Rainbow foil had been about $200 and reached down to about $100. Get these if you don't have them, if you're interested in Illusionist. Singularity is just getting racing to the bottom here. $26 for this card. It is too cheap. These were actually, I feel like, were rarer or harder to pull, just the non-foils, than some of the other legendaries in the set. Maybe that was just a feeling, but $25 for a legendary that basically is the whole reason you want to play Teklevossen is kind of crazy. I know Teklevossen isn't doing fantastic, but he's shown some top 8s recently, so I don't think he's just awful. This is a really cool card, really good game design. Who knows why he's a shadow, but this card, when it gets out, it just feels so fun if you're playing it, and so bad to play against. Apex Bonebreaker Cold Foil continues to go down. This one's at, let's call it $100. It's one of the cheaper cold foils at the moment. The rainbow foil is like only $70. I think if you're gonna buy an Apex Bonebreaker, you get the cold foil. I think these are just because they're not selling as much. No, there's a few sales. I'm just racing to the bottom. People don't want to play Rude, apparently. This card's great. Getting a Might token and blocking 3 in a game, or 2 Might tokens and blocking 3 in a game is really good. Codex of Frailty. This card was under $40 a week or so ago. Now it's back up to 50, 51, it looks like, with shipping. I don't think you're ever going to see this card under 35. This card is just one of the reasons to play Ranger at the moment. It's also Outsiders, Coalition, and pull rates were kind of weird. Getting Majestics was pretty hard in Outsiders, and I don't think very many people are opening Outsiders because even if you hit like Legendaries, a lot of the Legendaries are $10 for the Rainbow foils, and then there's cold foils that are like $20, and then there's the EAs that are like $200. So you basically have to hit huge in Outsiders or hit a Codex of Frailty or Premeditate to even get close to getting your money back on a box. So I don't think a lot of people are opening Outsiders, which is why the price continues to stay high on this guy. I would hold off on these. I don't think Ranger's doing super well into the meta, but this card's always great. Thanks. Have a great Friday.